My name is Christopher Stillar. I'm just your average, ordinary guy. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for over 20 years, and I'm the father of 4 children. I live a typical life, ordinary in every way. Oh yeah, did I mention? I hear and see dead people. I'm a spiritual medium, and this is my story. In the mid-90s, a traumatic and serious health crisis, combined with the death of my beloved grandmother, changed my life in ways I could never have predicted. Now it is I who is changing lives. Real people, in real pain, dealing with unimaginable grief, getting the chance to connect one more time with those they loved and lost. Changing people's lives and healing their souls with the help of their loved ones in spirit is my daily work, it's my passion, and my life's purpose. Welcome to my world, and welcome to Seeking Spirit.
Hi, I'm Anita, and I was brought to see Chris by my friend Mandy, and it's my first visit.
Anita, I want to welcome you, Anita. I want to thank you for coming. First thing that I want to tell you is I was aware of 2 people coming through prior to your arrival to the office today. First thing that I want to tell you is that I have a male coming through to you that I feel like honestly would be connected close to you, and I'm seeing him to your side or at your level. So you may not understand this, but I feel like I've got a contemporary coming through. I have a mother figure, older female coming through that I felt for a while, but she's not saying a whole lot yet, or anything, if that be the truth. The thing that I want to say to you is I have a cancer connection that comes up with a male, so making me feel like he had to deal with this, he probably passed from this. And the one thing I'm going to ask you is, do you know where the pancreatic or the liver connection would come into play that was affected by the illness? So to me, like cancer, because there seems to be very much diseased feeling, and I'm in that area of the body, and it feels very much liver or pancreatic related. Okay. Just remember I'm saying it. One more thing I want to ask you. I told you previously I had a name coming up. Do you know where the Bill connection would come into play? Because they want me to acknowledge Bill or Billy. Okay. So we're hitting a roadblock already.
Yeah.
Okay, just hold on then. Anita? Think in terms of to your side, at your level, a contemporary to you, past, and I'm getting the cancer again. And I know I'm not giving you any new information, but I have to tell you, they keep bringing up the lower organ that is connected and diseased and failing. So to me, pancreatic or liver is the way that they keep bringing this up. And a male to your side. And I'm not saying his name is Bill or Billy, but they are bringing up that name again. So somebody living might have that name being connected to this individual. I don't know. But they seem very clear about that.
Could it be a relation of my husband's?
Could it be a relation of your husband's? Yes, very much so, because it isn't just your own biological family that comes in. And sometimes it's not even just family.
Okay.
But
there is a bill.
There's a bill? Okay. And when I talked about a mom, and I haven't given you any information yet of passing, do you understand a mother figure passed?
Yes.
Do you know why she would want me to talk about a bit of fallout after her death within the family dynamics? Because I feel like there's a struggle or issues with a male that she's bringing up where I feel like there wasn't a seeing eye to eye with, and it to me would be like the brother figure, but the male to the side.
Yeah.
Because she makes me feel like hurt feelings, hard issues. It's the polar opposite of what a parent wants to happen. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
And it's kind of heartbreaking for her. Well, the first thing that I want to ask you is, do you understand why she would make reference to you? Well, you did enough. That's a standard statement that I make a lot of to people. But she makes me feel like you did enough for her. But I want to ask you, do you know if there's something about 3 weeks? Why she would talk about the 3-week connection of you being there or being connected to her, and why she would talk about 3 weeks?
No, not the 3 weeks.
Okay. One more thing. Did you miss the passing?
No.
I have somebody talking about you missing the passing, but I feel like you had been there consistently leading up to it, and I'm seeing 3 weeks for some reason. I don't know if you put your life on hold. I don't know what this is, but I have an older female saying this, okay? So I don't know who Irene is to you, but I've got an older female coming through, thanking you, making me feel like you did enough. She's showing me a 3-week period, but I feel like you missed the passing, and she says, that's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
I don't want you to make it fit, though.
No. There's two.
There's two
I
people
missed one passing, but I was
there for the other.
yeah.
And you've asked for Irene, and you think I might be getting the other person?
Yeah.
Okay. That may be. Do you know if there's a 3-week connection tied to this or connected to this about you being
present? I don't know about
present?
the number, but
Would you have had to travel? Would you have had to travel to get there? Because they want me to acknowledge the travel reference.
yes.
And I feel like there's issues somewhat about missing the death, because I feel like you had been there leading all the way up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that I keep hearing it's okay. It's okay, because you can't change that, and you just simply weren't meant to be there. For Irene, do you understand the hospitalization aspect for her and why the breathing and the difficult with breathing?
Yes.
There's almost like a slipping into a coma state or an unconscious state where she's not with it. I got to tell you that honestly, on a soul level, she's aware of what's going on around her, but the body cannot react, cannot respond. Although somebody would do something with her fingers or her hand, and there would be some kind of sensing of like awareness, but she's not consciously awake. Do you understand that?
I do.
She keeps saying thank you. Thank you. Now, was there a female present there on and off that was caused some kind of difficulties or uneasiness in that scenario? There's a sense that you needed to have patience with somebody because somebody was kind of getting on your nerves.
Oh, yeah.
You understand
Yeah,
that?
I do understand.
No names are being mentioned because I'm not getting names, but
Yeah.
so we don't have to worry about that. But just she's kind of laughing about a female that took a lot of patience for you to, and this is not about a fight, but I just feel like you might be sitting there thinking, oh God, shut up. Can you relate?
I can.
She laughs about it. Irene laughs about it, okay? You might be thinking of a second husband or a different husband, but I'm telling you, the first one counts still, okay?
Okay.
You thought he was out of your life. I'm still getting the fluid in the lungs, the breathing difficulty. So to me, there's like, I don't know if it's pneumonia or not, but there's something that's building up in the lungs that makes it harder to breathe. And I am getting it for a female still, okay? This is not your mother-in-law, is it? The other person?
No. No.
Okay. I feel like I've got a pneumonia issue that they want me to talk about in the lungs, settling in the lungs, that builds up and leads to the passing, okay? It's just one of many things, but it feels like it's a primary thing that they're talking about. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does sort of.
Okay. I'm sorry?
I had an aunt.
Okay. So it's somebody different than the Irene?
Yeah.
Because I think there are two coming through.
Yeah, no, it's different to Irene.
Okay. And can I ask where the limitations, mobility would be? Because it seems pretty frustrating that they're reliant on other people and they're not comfortable with this. And it's the female saying this. I'm not saying she could never not walk, but there's a feeling of like she needed help transportation-wise getting around. I don't mean a car. So I don't know if there's like a pushing in a wheelchair for a period of time or what this is, but feels very restricted and not pleased by this in any shape, way, or form, and hates being reliant on anybody else. You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Am I with Irene or the aunt?
Irene.
Okay. It's almost like she can, in hindsight, look back with gratitude and be grateful, but at the time, there's no gratitude there whatsoever. She's spunky. She's spunky because I feel like she doesn't understand something about the medications either. Like, I don't know what this means, but I don't know why she thinks she doesn't know why she has to take them or what this is. She does it, but it doesn't feel willingly. She questions something about the medications is the way she brings it up. And this is all during the time where I feel like she's with it. She's with it. It's not at the end when she's like in a coma or an unconscious state. You have not, I'm sorry for backpedaling, you have not made a connection to a male, hey, with pancreatic or liver cancer? Because that's still coming through. He's still present.
Got an ex-brother-in-law who passed away.
You have an ex-brother-in-law who passed away.
But whether it was from pancreatic or stomach-related, I'm not sure.
Do you know if it was cancer-based?
Yes, it was cancer-based.
And was it in this region?
That I'm not sure about.
And this would be a male to your side, but you're saying he's an ex-brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that doesn't make a difference whether you believe me or not? Because family is family and divorce doesn't matter.
That's all still part of the family, is it?
It is. It very much is. So I'm not trying to make this fit for you in a neat package, but this man's not going away. He's still standing here, and whether you're going to hear him or whether he's going to talk, there is a connection to you that when I said earlier, like brother-in-law, cousin, but it's got that feeling to it. And also would make reference to when you said something about the husband side. And you might be thinking of a second husband or a different husband, but I'm telling you, the first one counts still. Okay?
Okay.
You thought he was out of your life. You wish. I'm going to tell you, I feel like you can't validate it on for the reading, but I'm going to tell you, I have to stick to pancreatic or liver cancer, not stomach. Okay, it might have spread, but it feels like that's what he's originating this as. Okay. Was that ex a drinker? Because he's just bringing up the alcohol, big time.
Yes.
Is this painful to go in this area?
No.
Because he crosses his arms and is very matter of fact about the alcohol, how that played a part in that relationship and in the destruction of it. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I say to you, you don't regret divorcing or any of that, but can I just tell you that you shouldn't kick your ass that you didn't do it sooner? Because I think you put yourself through that sometimes, and you can't play that game. And he just kind of laughs at you. Do you kick your ass thinking I should have done it sooner?
Sometimes.
Okay. And I don't know if it's male or female. Is there a Pat connection? Do you know where like Patrick or Patsy or, because I'm hearing like Pat. Who is this?
My mom.
is what? Patsy?
Pat.
Pat. Just Pat?
Yep.
Patricia.
Patricia.
Okay. Because they want me to acknowledge the Pat reference, but when I get a name that's gender neutral, I can't tell you if it's Patrick or Patricia or Patsy, but I am hearing Pat that they want me to establish. So she is here, whether I can make that connection or somebody's referencing her for some reason, but there seems to be something that they want me to include or acknowledge about Pat, okay? This guy here, he's kind of a blast from the past because he just laughs. He's like, lights, camera, action. And he wasn't going to miss this opportunity in coming through. He knows you want Irene, and he says, too bad. Seriously, she is here. She is here, but there's something why he's coming through, because I think you wouldn't have expected or thought of him or wanted him, but those bonds still stay connected, he says. And can I ask you, was there a loss of pregnancy involved with that marriage? Because they're showing me a child on the other side.
No.
This is early trimester.
No. Definitely no.
I'm sorry?
Definitely no.
Definitely no, okay.
No, yeah. No children.
So if they took me to the month of April, go back in your history. I know, I'm asking you to go way back.
No.
Okay. Well, you didn't originally link the male with the cancer in that region either. So it's not about me being right, but I am going to tell you they're taking me to the month of April. I feel like there was a loss of pregnancy that they're bringing up that would be connected to that family, and it was early. But they are referencing the child being over there. That's what I need to tell you, even if it doesn't make sense, okay?
Okay.
And is there a Sharon connection there in that family? They want me to talk SH or CH, soft CH. So Sharon. Is that tied into that family?
She's connected to me and Irene.
Okay.
Only.
Okay. Then just watch that there wasn't some kind of a issue of miscarriage, abortion, loss of pregnancy, because they want me to acknowledge like a Sharon, Cheryl sounding connection to this, or tied into this in some shape, way, or form. Okay? I need to talk about not him, but cancer again coming through. So it just feels like it's all through the body, but I got to tell you, it seems to originate in the chest region. Do you understand where the breast cancer would come into play?
Yes.
Is this Irene? Okay. Because she seems to be getting a little stronger and wants me to acknowledge the breast cancer, the cancer in the chest. But then, honestly, there's a massive spreading. There's no containment of this. And then I feel like I become more debilitated, and that's I know that's common knowledge, but like with cancers and that, but I need you to know she is getting stronger and brings up the breast cancer because it's the first she's talked about what she had to deal with or what she was going through. She's funny because I feel like even through this she makes light of it. She, it's a serious thing. It's life ending for her, and she knows that. But I feel like, oh God, it can strip me of a lot of things, but it can't take my humor. It can't take my humor. I have to be able to laugh at the end of the day about something, or what's the point? Do you understand that?
I do.
She's very thankful for you, and I mean that. She's very thankful for your presence, for your connection, your devotion to her, and for laughing with her, What's I ask you where the two boys would come into play? They want me to, like their brothers or their sons or whatever, but they're saying two boys. Is this for you? Have you had tests recently?
Yes.
She makes me feel like everything's okay there. Are you aware of that? That everything's okay?
Yes.
Because she's talking, and when I say recent, how far back? Because it does feel like I'm not talking a year ago.
In March.
In March? And everything came back like either negative or clear or fine or whatever?
Yes.
Okay, because she makes me feel like you are fine, but she's making reference to being aware of the tests, like being around you. They will bring this up just so that you know, still in your life. Still in your life. She's like, you can't get rid of me that easily. They want me to talk about April again. So I'm confused.
April.
Yeah. Can I ask you if April 13th is significant for some reason? They keep taking me to middle of April, and I'm sure it's the 13th that they're saying.
We have a birthday on the 16th of April. But no, nothing on the 13th.
I'm going to say no to that. I'm going to tell you that it's the 13th, and I do feel like I'm very much locked into April, and hopefully you'll get this after. Okay? Can I ask you where the two boys would come into play? They want me to, like, their brothers or their sons or whatever, but they're saying two boys. Is this for you?
Possibly.
Do you have two sons?
No, not. I've got a son, but I lost two boys,
You lost two boys.
and so did Irene.
Because this is a key thing about the two boys that I keep hearing. Two boys is the way they reference this.
Mm-hmm.
You lost two sons?
Mm.
And she lost two sons.
Mm.
Is there like a young connection, like no life experience? Because I feel young. Where would the baby connection come into play? I don't feel like I have life experience to draw on. They're saying the two boys. Is there a twin connection?
Not that I know of, no, there's no twins.
I'm confused because they want me to talk about two boys or acknowledge the two sons. And I don't know why, but there seems to be a connection or a link that I'm interpreting as twins. So I'm off on the interpretation, but they keep drawing me this link or connection for some reason. Remember I said earlier about a baby over there that they're acknowledging, and I kept saying, I don't know what I said, 2 or 3, and I said it's early. Early.
Yeah.
Is there something where the baby dies when it's 2 or 3 months?
No.
Well, then I don't know what this is about. But this keeps coming up. I feel like there's an asphyxiation or not getting oxygen in. And this is what brings on the death. And I keep seeing 2-3. So it's like time frame of between 2 and 3 for some reason that they're showing me. And I feel like the child is young and doesn't have life experience to draw on. I'm going to just be bold and ask you, how old were your kids when they died?
My first one was 3 days old. 3
days. Okay.
And the second one was like a couple of hours.
2 hours and 3 days. 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Young.
Yes.
No life experience to draw on.
Okay, yeah, but they weren't
Baby.
twins.
What?
There was
no,
no
that,
twins,
I
but,
get.
but
I
the
get.
connection's there.
I
is it?
get that they're not twins. I promise you, I understand. But it's in the way that I'm getting this that I couldn't interpret it any clearer or better.
Okay.
But they're showing me like the 2 boys, and they show me a 2 and a 3 that to me is time frame, I see this line connected to them, which I thought, oh, were they twins?
Okay.
But they both died as babies, right? And they had no life experience
Yeah,
to draw on or to talk about. Okay. I don't know if you believe me or not, but they were okay, and they are doing their damnedest to let you know that your sons are over there, because they keep talking about the two boys. Okay.
That was a bit frustrating because I didn't think it would connect so, the two immediately together like that. My first little boy was born in 1979 and he lived for 3 days. The second one only lived for a couple of hours. Unfortunately, I don't know how long, because the first baby I saw more of than the second one. So, but then also the confusing part is Irene also lost two boys, but I don't know how many hours apart they were,